and just pretty much just talk to you guys. Not easy, just because I want a little bit of a challenge. And I'm really just gonna talk to you guys about Battlefront and what I think now. We've gotten everything that we're supposed to get from Battlefront. Now I have to say one major thing about this game. Yes, I agree. When it first came out, it was disappointing. The base game just came out. It only had, and you could pretty much say it only came with 4 maps. It came with very little characters, very little weapons, and there were a lot of mistakes in the game. Just because, you know, it was the developers of DICE and EA said it was rushed. They said it was happening too fast, and that they were rushed to make the game to have it released with The Force Awakens that same year. I believe it came out in November, the month before it came out in. But I'm not exactly sure. It could change. Now, one of the things I have to also say about this game is that it has changed a lot from when it first came out. And I have to give a lot of props and a lot of respect to DICE and EA for being so caring about the fans, because yeah, the game came out and everyone was excited for this game. I was excited for this game just because I love the original Battlefront, and especially Battlefront 2. So when this game came out, I was excited, and then I was disappointed.
Get the uplinks online.
Because prior to the release of this game, I did not have a PS4. And then I bought a PS4 strictly just to play Battlefront. That is how excited I was for this game. So, I spent a lot of money just to be able to play Battlefront. I have the PS4, the Star Wars Edition PS4, which was pretty expensive. It was close to $300. And then I had to pay for Battlefront, which when it first came out was about $60. And then I had to pay another $50 for the DLC, the season pass. And that was a lot of money. That was a lot. And you know, it came out around Christmas time, so it really set me back. But then one of the things I had to do also, so I bought the game, I bought the PS4, and then I the game. So, and one of the things that really disappointed me about the game when it first came out was the fact that there was no prequel era anything, really. The prequels are pretty much just ignored in this game, and over time I became okay with it. I just realized that if
our bombers need that beacon operating,
I realized, okay, yeah, I don't like the prequels as movies, but that time period is amazing. You know, the whole Clone War era is really fun to play in, and that has the richest, I think, game capabilities. And I'm gonna play as Luke. So yeah. But now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I really don't. The game has improved a lot. I've said that a lot. And I have to, hold on, someone is typing a question. Okay, what do you like most about the game? Now, I would say just the fact, the characters. I would say the characters. When it first came out, I was a big person of wanting to play pure Walker Assault, pure Supremacy, but then I got kind of over that, and I love playing more of the hero things, and things involving the heroes and the characters that, you know, we know. Yeah, you know, you can play as your heroes in those game modes, but it's very rare to get online and actually get to play as a hero in those big maps, in those big games with 40 plus players. And I grew really fond of heroes versus villains, but then again it got really boring. And when eventually when the first DLC came out, the Outer Rim DLC, I was really excited for it because I was one of the only people who had bought Battlefront who still played it religiously. I played it, you know, that's the game I played the most. So when the whole Outer Rim thing was coming out, I was really excited for it, just to see if it was going to improve a lot of the game, and it did. Extraction became the game mode I played the most. And then the new characters of Greedo and Nine Nub, I had to admit, those were lazy characters for DICE to pick, because they already have the mold of the character with the Rhodian and the Celestian body in the Rebel, I guess you could say, wardrobe. So when it came out that these were going to be the heroes, I was really disappointed. I really questioned, like, really, this is it? Out of all the characters in Star Wars, they picked Nine Nub and Greedo to be the heroes for this next game. It was disappointing, but then I learned to love what they did because they made each of the characters different. Greedo had such different capabilities from many of the other characters, and so did Nine Nub. So quickly, from being against everything that they did, I became a fan of what they were doing. And Extraction was so much fun, and it really was a breath of fresh air for the game. Now, the thing I actually enjoyed the most about the Outer Rim DLC was the fact that it, in a way, I feel that this new Battlefront had to stay, they had too much restrictions on them. It had to stay too much in canon, I guess you could say. Because one of the things I was really looking forward to in playing Jabba's Palace is the fact that I could see the Rancor and do all the things that I did in the original, well, the second Battlefront game. So when I couldn't, you know, see the Rancor or play as Gamorrean guards, that was a bit disappointing. But then I was actually really excited when they announced Bespin or Cloud. First off, they were gonna bring one of my favorite characters as a hero, Lando Calrissian, and then, not to mention, they were gonna bring in something also new, as in bringing in a new game mode. Like I said, one of the things they do really well in this game is they like to really make the environments really lived in, and being able to play as the character of Lando, as I'm playing right now, it's one of the greatest things because I love this character. And the game mode of, excuse me, being able to play Sabotage is really fun. Sabotage, and then again, it quickly became my favorite game mode in the game. I played purely the Cloud City DLC just to play Sabotage. The way they incorporated the whole Tabana gas generator thing, and just the way that they made the game more lived in. Lando was such a unique character, the way he played, the way he could play as a character. And then one of the things they also added was just, it just showed that DICE, they were listening to the fans. They heard the complaints and they were working on them. They actually cared about what they were saying. And that was one of the good things about it. And Dengar, when they announced him as the villain, I was a bit disappointed just because I was like, oh great, we're gonna have a whole freaking background bounty hunter to be our character.
That was a bad idea.
You know, and I obviously did not want it to be Dengar. I would have preferred another character, but you know, one of the constraints that they did was trying to keep it all original trilogy era, so they don't have much villains to go off of. But then they brought in something else as well, and that was they added something to the whole what is it, fighter squadron. It wasn't just flying in a spaceship. You know, they gave you objectives that you had to destroy either an Imperial shuttle or a Rebel cargo ship. And they basically added some fun to Fighter Squadron because I hate flying in this game. I really do. I think flying is probably the game's weakest point still to this day. But then let's talk about the third DLC, and that was the Death Star DLC. For the Death Star DLC, I was really excited for this just because I know what they could do with this. You know, it was gonna bring space battles, and space battles were something really unique and really creative in the second Battlefront. Being able to have people who can, you know, you could go from an Imperial shuttle to go to, you know, go inside and pretty much sabotage a capital ship, or you can just fly and have a space dogfight in space. Or it gave you so many options, and it was so unique that it made the game so different. And it was one of the things that was really missing from this Battlefront, and then we got it with the whole. But I have to admit, out of the 4 DLCs that we've gotten for this game, the one I have enjoyed the least has been the Death Star DLC. Just because I'm not a fan of flying, and I'm not a fan of the whole. I don't know, I just feel like the flying in this game is really missing something, that it feels really empty. There's something really big missing in this game, and I don't know what it is in the flying department. It just doesn't feel fun. Flying feels kind of boring to me, and it just feels really, it feels kind of complicated to fly even. So yeah, that's my thing. That the Rogue One DLC was great. Playing in Scarif was a different setting for a Star Wars game. Playing on a tropical island. So yeah, that was something different, and I actually enjoyed Rogue One DLC a lot. If I would have to rank the DLC, it would first go Cloud City, for sure. That would be the first one. I think it would be the Outer Rim DLC second, and then I would put the Rogue One DLC, and then I would put the Death Star DLC. The reason I put the Rogue One DLC third and not second is just because I felt that they could have gone way more creative with the maps and the actual DLC. There's supposed to be 4 maps, and the 4 maps are pretty much the same. They just move a couple of the trees, change the lighting, and it's nothing really major that they change about the whole 4 different maps. So yeah, I felt kind of cheated with that. And then I kind of mentioned already why I don't like the Death Star DLC as much. And yeah, and I'm getting a question from Jasmine Katie, who was a big supporter of my channel. Thank you for commenting. Thank you. You guys really mean a lot, and thank you guys for the support on my channel. And she's asking my favorite character from The Force Awakens. Favorite character. Okay, so I'm not gonna choose any of the big 3, just because I feel like that'd be kind of cheating. You're asking from The Force Awakens and not from the original trilogy. I can tell you who it's not. Nothing against Finn, but he is, out of the new cast, he was my least favorite. I just feel he didn't do much. He did a lot. He was a big character in the story, but I just felt that he wasn't my favorite out of the new cast. Who would I put? Rey is a great character. I love her character. I had no idea that she was going to become the main focus of the story. I remember when I was watching The Force Awakens in theaters, and Kylo was reaching for Darth Vader's saber, or Anakin Skywalker's saber, or whatever, you know what I mean. And then it comes flying, and then it goes to Rey. That was one of the coolest things ever, because I did not expect that. And I especially did not expect it when she beat him with the Force or like the Force Mind thing. When she beat him like in that mind game, that was just so cool because I didn't expect that. I really thought Finn was gonna be the focus of the story. So when it was, you know, when I saw that it was Rey, I was really surprised and I was really excited for that. Poe is a cool character just because prior to The Force Awakens, I was reading all the comics, the Road to the Force Awakens, and Shattered Empire really dealt with him, well, not necessarily him, but his parents a lot. So I felt like I knew the character, I knew a little bit more about that character and his backstory. So I had some appreciation for his character. But I had to admit he didn't do much, and his whole disappearance and then he just appears again was kind of lazy storytelling. I know in the novelization of The Force Awakens there is an explanation and it makes sense, but you know, kind of about the movie. And Kylo Ren was a unique character for me because I myself am a big fan of Darth Vader, and I feel like if I was to be any character in the Star Wars universe, I would be more of Kylo Ren than Darth Vader, just because, you know, I want to be so much like him, but I'm kind of just like a fanboy of him. I don't actually do anything, you know, I'm not menacing, I'm not Darth Vader. And I would say that I loved Kylo Ren's angle in The Force Awakens. You know, he was this broken guy. It was something different that we hadn't seen before, of someone in the dark side getting pulled to the light. We have seen it with Darth Vader, but it wasn't as prominent. You know, we meet this guy, he's in the dark side, and then he's going to the light side. And one of my favorite things about him was the fact that we don't get much characters who are bad going good. Usually it's the other way around. The characters are usually good and then they go bad. And then I love Adam Driver's performance as Kylo Ren. I think he did the best out of the new cast. And I know that's saying a lot compared to Oscar Isaac, Daisy Ridley, and John Boyega, but I really think that Adam Driver portrayed the character of Kylo Ren so perfectly. And just because one of the things that he did really well too was the death scene of Han Solo. The acting in that had to be perfect in order for that scene to really convey what it was trying to do. If they had failed with that, the movie, that whole scene would have failed and that scene would have just been a laughing scene. But thankful for the performance of Adam Driver and Harrison Ford. That scene was amazing. And he portrayed the loss. You know, you knew that this guy was lost. You knew this guy needed help and that he was falling to the dark side. Yeah, and I am most excited to see where Kylo Ren goes in Episode 8, in The Last Jedi. So I will have to say that he was my favorite character from The Force Awakens. And not to mention, I love his musical theme. So yeah, he is my favorite character. What about you? Who is your favorite character from The Force Awakens? I have to be honest. The other character who didn't really win me over was Captain Phasma. But I don't think she won anyone over. Because she was in the movie for so little and she literally did nothing in the movie. So yeah, she was honestly one of the more disappointing characters. And Jasmine saying that her favorite character in The Force Awakens was Rey. And that's a good choice. Not a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people expected her to be the main focus of The Force Awakens. So it surprised a lot of people, and it really surprised me too. So yeah, guys, keep commenting, keep watching, send more questions so I can answer. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know it's kind of it's weird because I don't usually do these type of videos. So yeah. Okay, while the screen is loading, I'm gonna take a drink of my water because I am very thirsty. Okay, I'll do one more thing to skirmish. This map is actually really cool. It was one of the free maps that came out, and I actually think it's one of the best maps. It's taking a while to load. It's still loading, and I have a new question from Jasmine Katie as well. Thank you for being so supportive and watching this whole really awkward first live stream. And she is asking, do I think we will get to play as Ewoks or indigenous creatures in Battlefront 2? That's a good question. I hope so. I really hope so, because one of the things I was missing from this game, especially since I'm playing on Endor, I mean, I don't know if it would be fun, but I would have really liked to play as an Ewok.
We must keep their uplinks down.
That's one of the things that I really remember from the second Battlefront, is that being able to play as Ewoks versus Stormtroopers on Endor, being able to play as a Wampa. And that's one of the things this Battlefront really missed, was the fact that they really kept it human focused, or humanoid focused. I want to play as an Ewok, I want to play as a Wampa. I would have loved to freaking be riding a Tauntaun. You know, that's one of the things that this game was missing. And yeah, I hope we get to, and I hope they include more planets. Like if Geonosis is one of the planets that's in the new game, I would absolutely love to be able to play as a Geonosian. I think that'd be really cool. And let's go play as director Orson Krennic. And another question by Jasmine. She's asking my favorite Star Wars movie. I know I haven't really came out and said my preferences of ranking the Star Wars movies from my least favorite to my most favorite. That video is coming soon. I actually have like a list of all the videos video topics that I'm doing, but that one is still a good 2 months away. So yeah, that one is coming real soon. So expect that to come in the next 3 months. But I'll just answer the question here. I think my favorite Star Wars movie has pretty much always been this movie. It hasn't really changed. And that is, my favorite Star Wars movie is The Empire Strikes Back. If you know me personally, you know that I love this movie. This is my favorite movie of all time. I love The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back is everything that the first Star Wars was, but it added so much more because it took the characters that we loved to new heights. It took everyone we loved and took it to a dark, more serious story, and you knew the stakes were different. You knew that these guys weren't getting away, and one of the things that they did really well was that one of those rare movies that the sequel is better than the original. And then not to mention the cliffhanger at the end of this movie. I mean, by the time I watched The Empire Strikes Back, I knew of the whole Darth Vader is Luke's father thing. Just because it was spoiled for me through social media and just the internet. But I have to admit, that's one of the things I would love to experience if I could time travel. I would love to go back to 1980, watch The Empire Strikes Back for the first time, and see the theater react, and see myself react to when Darth Vader drops the bomb that he is Luke's father. I would just love to experience that for the first time prior to the internet, prior to anyone really knowing about it. So yeah, that's my favorite Star Wars movie. What's your favorite Star Wars movie, Jasmine? Comment below, and yeah. As I say that, I'm running across the map trying to get to this other, to this little studio right there. I hate this armor breaker. It's really strong and stuff, but one bullet, it's really, you have to really choose your shot carefully. If you miss, you get hit. Got down with pistol hits. I'm losing a lot of life. Deploy the C2B5 droid. And I'm putting this. Let's run. This armor breaker needs to go away. I'm taking a lot of damage. It's like I only shoot one freaking shot. There he is. Oh, I broke the tree. You saw that? That's cool. I'm breaking trees, motherfuckers. Whoa, I didn't see him. Her. It. I don't know what you call it. It's a brack. Let's keep running around, see what I can do.
Destroy every last rebel.
Alright guys, so this is pretty much going to be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, but I need to actually get to work on another video, my review of the Wolverine. So yeah, this is me logging off. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys come back to see my review of Logan, which will be out by this Monday. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.